Alright, and welcome to Game 3 of the match between Rishnix and Nivlac. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map as Zerg, we have Rishnix. And spawning in the top left, our Terran player, Nivlac.
Alright, so Way Station, we got the long spawns, so it could be a really nice macro game here.
Yeah, this is a very good position for Zerg. It's just very easy to, take some safe bases, get some good creep spread going, and it's very nice for a Zerg macro game. I mean, I doubt we'll see any sort of rushing or anything from either of the players with spawns this far apart.
Right. Did see Rishnix do the extractor trick. Very pro, very pro.
Yep. Get that extra drone out.
Whenever I do that, I always feel like I'm such a cool guy. Even though I know it's a lie. Yeah, so could be a very nice game. Have you seen Nivlac's PvZ? Do you know if it's good at all? I mean, I haven't seen him play, actually.
I haven't seen his PvZ. We haven't seen a lot of Zerg in this tournament, so it's nice to see a little bit.
Yeah, I think we've only seen one game, which I think was me versus B Musicality.
Yeah, I think that was the only one.
That was a crazy game. If you haven't watched that game and you're watching this, go watch that game because it was crazy.
That was pretty crazy indeed, and you did end up winning, so
yeah,
Zerg,
it was close. It was very close. Rishnix actually now
undefeated in this tournament.
Yeah, Rishnix going for this weird expansion. That's kind of interesting. Third base first. Oh, actually, double hatch before pool. Like that's really, really greedy. But I guess it's an okay map to do it. I mean, what do you think about it?
It's a little greedy, but on a map this big, it's not. I feel like from what we've seen out of Nivlac so far, we haven't seen any sort of cheese or real early aggression, and honestly I think he's going to get away with this.
Yeah, I would really like to see Nivlac do some cheeses in the future, because like, if you're playing a tournament like this, if Rishnix loses this game, he's lost this match, so this is kind of risky when you look at it like that, and I feel like if Nivlac learns like one cheese, at least then Rishnix knows that's a possibility, and he might not do this in the future,
Yeah, I would definitely not like to see Nivlac do cheeses in the future, because I think I'm like his only remaining match.
No, I think he's your only remaining match, but I think he's got a couple to play yet.
Alright. Nah, it's definitely, it's not a bad idea to throw in some cheese, especially, you're up 2-0, you got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
That's one game, And if you can win the tournament on cheese, on one cheese, then it's definitely worth doing.
Yep. Definitely learn more than one cheese, though. Because otherwise it's kind of predictable. Anyone watching?
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of know each other.
Yeah.
So. If you're trying to 2-rax like every game or something, like, we might catch on.
Dude, check out this mule, man. It's being such a boss right now. It's going all the way to the other base.
Oh, man. Mule's going hard.
Yeah. +1 armor.
Right, so Nivlac's taking another expansion. I think we probably already mentioned it, or saw it at least. Yeah. It happened a while ago. But Nivlac's taking another expansion, but you just have to be careful because you can't really just out-macro the Zerg. The Terran player needs to kind of keep the Zerg under control early.
Yeah.
And especially with such a greedy start, I mean, he's just not getting punished for this.
It's true. I don't... actually, has he even seen the third base? I'm not sure he had. No, he doesn't even know it's there. So that's obviously the first problem. And
right.
The second problem I would say, I don't think you need to necessarily attack, but you have to know that he's got a third and keep that in mind.
Yeah, if you could try to out-greed him or out-macro him, but I mean, I don't know. I just think in TVZ, it's pretty hard to out-macro the Zerg. You have some tools to deal with deal with them, and you got to know how to utilize them, which makes it a very difficult matchup, especially for newer players.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
You can't just you can play the smoothest macro game in the world, but if the Zerg's on 5 or 6 bases and it goes to late game, it's going to be pretty hard to beat them.
Definitely, and that's why I think definitely the one main thing that you have to do as Terran is like Zerg's not all that bad on 3 bases. I would say that they're as comfortable on 3 as you are on 2, but
Right.
like you don't want them to go 4th. And Nivlac, if he doesn't know that this 3rd's here, he might not scout out for the 4th until like way too late.
Right.
So that could be a problem. But I mean,
Now
right
the one good thing for Nivlac is Rishnix isn't really worrying about the creep spread. It seems very much, and I understand he's a random player, and creep spread is it's difficult to really keep up with. It's understandable.
Yeah.
Comment about a little bit of lag.
Yeah,
but,
actually, for those of you at home watching, I actually lagged out of this game, so we're casting it over the replay. But obviously, it's still going to be a good game, and I haven't seen how it ends, so I have no idea how it's going to go. I'm sure it's going to be great.
Right.
But yeah,
It's a pretty standard play from Nivlac here.
bit supply blocked, but it's all right.
Yeah, a little bit supply blocked, and it doesn't look like he has depots coming down.
Yeah, a lot of gas here for Rishnix. He's putting down all 6 gas, and he's good.
Yeah, I mean he has a Spire coming down.
Yeah, Spire on the way, and he's already got 800 gas banked, so it's going to be like 10 mutas when it pops, and that's pretty early. 10 mutas.
And mutas are just 10 mutas this early, or just mutas in general are very difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
Looks like Nivlac has some turrets up, and that can deal with 10 mutas. A few turrets, maybe a few more would probably be nice. But when that muta count gets up there, it's pretty hard to deal with them. Just stop them from ravaging your mineral line.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, there left the replay.
Yep. Engagement here.
Here. I think Nivlac should be able to clean that up, but he's losing some Marines, and overall it was pretty decent engage for Nivlac.
Yeah, I definitely think he could have kited that back a little bit better, because you never want Zerglings to have that kind of surround.
Yeah, they got a nice surround, but
yeah, my internet was pretty bad. But yeah, already +1 on the way. Let's see, mutas haven't done much yet. They haven't left the base, but they have to defend against a small attack, which I think they should be able to fine.
yeah, mutas will be able to take this out no problem.
Then again, it is, losing mutas is expensive, but yeah, he's going to clean up with his Zerglings alone, so...
Yeah, he has enough mutas to take care of that. And I'd like to see him start, sending those mutas across the map. Start looking around, seeing what he can see, seeing if he could definitely get some damage done with only 1 missile turret in each base. Definitely poke around, get some SCVs, maybe force his army back. If Nivlac was going for any sort of aggression, he might have to pull back, buy some time.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I also like to see Rishnix. I think he's doing a great job as far as his macro goes, keeping the injects up pretty well. But I would definitely like to see a queen or 2 out, getting creep down.
Right. I think that's just something hard to deal with, especially as a random player, not a Zerg player. But that's definitely something you want to work on.
Yeah, he's putting down 2 more bases.
Yeah.
This could be pretty difficult if Nivlac does not scout this very soon.
I have to say Nivlac would not want to be him right now.
Yeah.
He's down a lot in supply. He's down in economy, and you don't want to be down in economy versus a Zerg.
Yeah, definitely.
Not down in economy by this much. I mean, the Zerg pretty much has free reign of expanding and macroing as much as he wants.
Yeah, I definitely... Also, Rishnix is floating a little bit too many minerals here. Should probably put down... He's putting down 2 macro hatches. No, just 1. So, he's going to spend that here soon. And when he does, I feel like it's going to be some big hurting on Nivlac. Because, he's up against 5 bases and he doesn't even have his 3rd started. So, he's got to either attack like right now or he's going to be in some big trouble.
I think this would be very hard to deal with.
2 more bases done. Let's see how Nivlac's scouting's been. It's been not there. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, obviously, scouting is something that we always forget because we're so busy macro and microing, but it is really one of the biggest, you know, deciding factors in how games go. Because you know, if your opponent has 5 bases right now, you have to go. If you're Nivlac, you have to go, and if you fail, then it's probably GG. Or you put down like 3, you know, command centers. But I don't think he's gonna do either. You know, he's getting a lot of missile
it's almost
turrets.
a little too late. It's almost a little too late for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just in a really tough spot. I don't know what I'd do here if I were him.
Yeah, and the mutas are getting a little bit out of control now. It's what? Math. 20 mutas.
Yeah, that's gonna one-hit turrets pretty much.
Yeah.
One volley.
So
It's just, I mean, I like the turret effort by Nivlac. It's good, but it's the right thought, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got some turrets down, you know, deal with mutas, but the mutas came real early, and there's a lot, and it's just, I don't even think you could build enough turrets to deal with them without just devoting your entire economy to turrets, which you obviously don't want to do.
yeah, I would definitely say the number one thing that beats mutas is actually like 3-3. You know, like Marines. Obviously not as much as a Thor, but once you get 3-3, mutas like really stop becoming that much of an issue.
Right. They're
His
still
upgrades are a
tricky
little
if
bit
they're-
behind.
Yeah, it's still tricky if the mutas are hitting your bases, but you can always counterattack and pull them back.
Yeah,
with,
and it looks like
Zerg Army.
that's might happen right now actually. See, army supply is 88 to 105, but a lot of that is in
A lot of
mutas.
that's
So
mutas. Yeah, I mean, Nivlac really needs to make something happen here.
Ultralisk Cavern
he's
coming
not
down
in a great
actually
spot.
too.
Oh.
I don't feel like
I
Rishnix
think
has a
this
lot of
hatch-
Zerglings. You know, I mean he's got no
This hatch-
banelings.
Uh-oh. Oh, I'd like to see focus fire on that hatch. And Zerglings come and clean this up.
The mutas are
I
doing
would
such
like
a good
to see,
job though.
yeah, I would like to see a lift off there too, but I think he got a little preoccupied in his main, which is understandable.
Yeah, he pulled all of his guys back, and I feel like against mutas, you want to base race that. I mean, mutas don't do very well against buildings, you know, in
They
general.
don't trade very time efficiently.
Yeah, I feel
against
like Nivlac might have been able to have this game because there's not a big ground army and there's no banelings, you know. I feel like he could have taken out most of Rishnix's structures if he went for a base race here. I think that would have been pretty good.
Yeah, I think it might have been able to put him back in the game. I mean, his army's not bad,
Yeah.
but he's still he's down in supply, and you just can't take it to late game. I mean, look at that bank that Rishnix has.
I know,
With
it's
5
ridiculous.
hatches, he'll be able to remax instantly.
Yeah, he's also down 20 SCVs to 68 drones. So, not the
Kind of
best.
at
And oh my god, there's 7 Ultralists on the way.
Yeah, it's kind of at that point in the game where the Zerg's spiraling out of control. And it's like you haven't really lost yet, but there's not much you can do to win.
I know. I mean, with those 7 Ultra, I mean, they're like well upgraded Ultralists too.
Yeah, you need to make sure, you know, in the future, Nivlac just needs to maybe scout a little better, and then you see that third and really deal with it, you know.
Yeah, and obviously you can't let Zerglings get a surround like this. You would have to kite back if you had any hope of taking these down. Definitely.
Yeah,
Also,
and
I think one thing.
bags too.
Yeah, one thing that's missing in this game, I think for sure, is Widow Mines. They could take down.
Yeah, I
units
really
turrets.
like Widow Mines.
Yeah.
I mean, they can be game changers. They really can.
But yeah, I think it's almost over now.
For Widow Mines, you can one-shot a cloud of mutas.
Yeah.
Just put some damage down at the very least. I really like Widow Mines versus Zerg.
Yeah, same. And this is getting a little bit too much for Nivlac, though. I think at this point, I mean, we've got 7 well upgraded Ultralists, and he's like doubling Nivlac's supply.
Yeah, this is a little out of control. And look at that bank.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of gas, but you know, remax on Zerglings or something, and at that point, this is.
Yeah, I feel like
that's probably enough to do it.
Nivlac definitely doesn't have enough SCVs either helping him out. His economy's definitely
Right,
behind.
He's pretty much mined out of his main. Or he's getting mined out very quickly.
Yeah. It's like nobody on his natural and only a couple people on his third, so not really
Yeah,
the
his
best.
economy is a little behind as well.
Raven coming out now for Nivlac to try to clear up the creep. I like that. I mean, I don't really do that too much. Just because at our league, especially, if you take out the active creep turbo at the beginning of where the creep starts, just with like one scan, I feel like it basically stops the
a lot
creep
of
there.
times they don't have their queens ready to come back.
Yeah, and he actually missed the active one, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's a shame, but at this point, I mean, I don't think that's going to make the difference.
Yeah, the Marines are kind of cornering themselves right now into this corner, and that's not going to go very well for them, I'm sure. Needs a stim immediately. And there's stim, but yeah, look at all the ultralisk. Like, you're not going to beat that. Yum. Yeah, so it's, I mean...
You got a nice little Marine snack.
I mean,
Yeah,
Nivlac's
I'm
trying to
sure.
make it work, but I feel like he can't right now, and he's just gonna, all these reinforcements gonna die.
Yeah, there's just nothing you can really do at this point. It wasn't that he played a bad game, but just didn't quite, just let things get a little out of control early.
Yeah, definitely.
And you just gotta, just gotta keep the Zerg in check early. And it's pretty manageable, but it's very difficult to do that sometimes. You kind of get caught up in your macro game and just let them get ahead.
Nice to have a late fusion core coming down now. But I think it's going to be a little bit too late for that. I mean, these ultras could probably take these Marines. I would like to see some Infestor support for Rishnix. I think Infestors are one of the best units in the game, really. They're just... I mean,
they really are, yeah. They can turn around fights.
Yeah. Have you ever seen... I've seen pro games where... oh, who was it? It might have been Suppy. He went... basically, Infestor was the majority of his army. And he had burrowed Infestors that would go do harass. It was awesome.
No way.
He did a neural parasite on a High Templar and stormed the dude's own probes with it. I'm like, that's so cool.
That's amazing.
But yeah, this army is just insane.
I'd love to see Burrow come out just for the laugh,
Yeah.
Just Burrow the Ultralisk or something, and just bring him under Nivlac's army and just pop them all up. I think that'd be pretty funny. But yeah, I think this game is a 65 supply against 129 in that bank.
I know, that bank's ridiculous. I feel like Rishnix really should just go into now. I mean, obviously he's playing it safe because he is down 2-0 in the series.
Right, and that's good. I mean, he doesn't know. He doesn't exactly know that Nivlac has 62 supply or anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where Nivlac's at.
Definitely.
So I don't blame him. I think he's playing a very good, very safe game, and I think he's playing it out about as good as he could be.
Yeah, get another base down. And Nivlac, he's only on 2 bases, and one of them's mined. Oh, actually, they're both mined out. So he's floating over his main now.
He's moving another base down, but it's too little, too late at this point.
I mean, Rishnix could resupply completely with ultras if anything were to happen to these ones, and nothing's gonna happen.
Right. The Muta Cloud alone could probably win this game right now.
Yeah. I mean, against these ultralisks here. You really want Marauders, especially Marauders slow, so you can kite back the big Ultralists, and he's got currently no Marauders, I believe, on the map.
Right.
So, yeah, just 19 Marines.
We probably want some Marines to deal with... Well, Marines are cheaper, and his economy is very starved right now.
Yeah.
But, you also want Marines to deal with the Mutalisks. But, yeah, you do need some Marauders to deal with the Ultralisks.
Yeah, the Mutas are
These missile turrets aren't even really posing a threat, I mean...
Yeah.
When you have this many Mutalisks, it's hard to deal with.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I think you could take that engage, but again, he's just playing it safe.
Terran building armor coming down now for Nivlac. I don't even know where that upgrade is. I guess engineering.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever gotten it. But I do see it there when I click on my buildings. I've never seen the actual upgrade, but...
Yeah.
Armor level 0. I was like, I wasn't sure if there was an upgrade, but I thought maybe there was. So, that's an interesting upgrade. I don't know, maybe he's like, oh, my missile turrets are getting taken out too quickly, I'll get building armor on them. It's like, it's an okay thought process, but...
Rishnix is actually healing up his ultras now. So, glad he did with the queens. Definitely good support. I would actually, I mean, I feel like he's so far in the back. I mean, his bank's ridiculous. At this point, if I'm Rishnix, I just get, every upgrade I can, and then also every, I would get, a Nidus. Why not? I feel like I'm up so much. He definitely has to scout. Like, he doesn't know his third base is up and running.
Yeah, I don't think he knows how starved Nivlac is at this point.
Yeah, it's very true.
And again, if you're playing Zerg and you're mining up and you have this economy, there's not really a downside to sitting around and kind of waiting. I mean, there is. Like, it could definitely cost you the game if you don't finish it when you need to.
Yeah.
But when you're mining this effectively, there's usually not much harm in just playing it safe and kind of taking your time.
One thing I would definitely do is Rishnix actually healed up his Ultra list with the only queens that he had, so he's not currently injecting larva. And, like, that's fine because you have a lot of larva, obviously, but it's a little bit risky, obviously. Because, I mean, you can't spend the whole bank if your army dies if you don't have enough larva. And although you have a lot,
remaxing,
you know.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a lot of hatches, so I'm sure he's getting the larva pretty.
Yeah. Nivlac
Fairly
actually
bad,
has
I
another base
agree.
up. That's pretty cool.
There we go.
I mean, if Rishnix doesn't
I
do
don't see
anything...
Yeah, he could. He doesn't have a whole lot of larva, like you said, but it's still 125 supply to 199, and
Yep.
I just can't see a way that he could possibly come back from this
Yeah.
one.
Unless Rishnix, like, decides to never move out.
Punch that. Yeah, he just didn't punish that greedy opening, unfortunately.
Yeah, now he's found this base and he's going to take it out so quick. Might lose a couple mutas, though.
Might back out here? Yeah.
Yep. Doesn't? I don't know if he lost any.
It's
Just
not a
maybe
bad
one.
decision. I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't fight the army either, but now that he's seen the army, he probably can move in with the ultras and everything.
He's just trying to starve him out here. And he's done a really good job of me, and Nivlac's mineral income is disgusting. It's
Yeah, he's playing a really nice macro game, and he's just stopping Nivlac from...
Actually, believe it or not, Nivlac's income is about the same as Rishnix. And he might have gotten rid of his drones so you could have a bigger army supply. But that's a little bit surprising to me.
That's possible.
So here comes like the big fight now. Ultralisk moving in. Maro's at the front, but they have to kite. They can't get surrounded. Oh, they're running right in. That's gonna be close.
Ooh,
No,
those
with
Marines
the
getting
mutas.
eaten.
I think it's the mutas more than the Ultralisk. There's so many mutas.
Yeah, that's true as well.
And yeah, 65
The
supply to
Ultralisk
165.
look cooler. Just like chowing down on those Marines.
Yeah.
And you're gonna push in here? I'd imagine he probably feels pretty safe to push in, since he can basically remax, and he just took out his army.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there we go. I think he's gonna start the final push.
Yep. And this is going to be a good game. But I think, like you said, Nivlac was always kind of behind ever since the beginning.
Yeah, he didn't play bad.
Yep.
He just didn't quite take care of the Zerg.
Yeah, I totally
well,
agree.
Good news is it's going to a fourth game.
Yeah, I always like a longer series, so very exciting. Congratulations to Rishnix for winning this one, and thank you all for watching. Thank you for casting DDR Champ, because you're awesome.
Well, no problem. I enjoy it. Thank you for casting and having me.
Yep, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks, bye.